Hello everyone, welcome to Chelsea Sport Focus. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of breaking news. Let's get started.
Chelsea's Champions League journey has reached a decisive and nerve-shredding moment, one that carries not only the weight of qualification, but also the broader meaning of momentum, belief, and stability in a season that has swung between promise and frustration. As the squad boarded the plane bound for Naples, the confirmed inclusion of Cole Palmer immediately changed the tone of the build-up. What had been a tense wait, filled with uncertainty around injuries and availability, suddenly shifted into cautious optimism. For Chelsea, Palmer's presence is not simply about adding another attacker to the squad list. It is about restoring a sense of identity and confidence at the exact moment when both are most needed. The trip to the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium is not a routine European away day. It is a hostile arena, steeped in history and emotion, and Napoli at home remain one of the most demanding opponents in continental football. Chelsea know that victory is essential if they are to guarantee a place in the knockout stages of the Champions League and avoid the complications of a two-legged playoff next month. Even then, the mathematics of qualification mean that the result may not be entirely in their own hands, with goal difference and results elsewhere across the final matchday of the league phase set to play a decisive role. 8 teams sit locked on 13 points, a reflection of how fine the margins have been in this reworked European format, and how one moment, one goal, or one decision can tilt the balance dramatically. Against this backdrop, the fitness of Cole Palmer has been one of the most closely watched subplots. The 23-year-old has endured a stop-start campaign, repeatedly halted by muscular problems that have limited his rhythm and availability. His absence from recent matches against Paphos and Crystal Palace, both missed due to a thigh issue, had raised fears that Chelsea would be forced to navigate their biggest European test without their most influential creative force. Palmer's return to training at Cobham on Monday and Tuesday, followed by his inclusion in the travelling squad, therefore represents a significant psychological lift for both players and supporters alike. For Liam Rosenior, this boost could hardly be more timely. Still relatively new in the role and tasked with steadying a young and often unpredictable squad, the head coach has been clear about Palmer's importance. His comments ahead of the Napoli clash were not merely polite praise, but an acknowledgement of reality. Palmer is central to the way Chelsea function in the final third, a player capable of unlocking compact defences, controlling tempo between the lines, and shouldering responsibility in high-pressure moments. Rosenior has described him as indispensable, and the statistics back that up. When Palmer plays, Chelsea look more coherent, more purposeful, and far more threatening. Yet Palmer's situation has not only been about fitness. Off the pitch, speculation has swirled with familiar intensity. Rumours suggesting that the England international is unsettled in London and considering a return to the northwest have gained traction, fueled by links to Manchester United and the usual narrative that accompanies any elite young English talent performing on the European stage. Rosenior has been firm, even blunt, in his dismissal of such talk. He has insisted that Palmer is happy, that there has been no need for reassurances or conversations about his future, and that much of the speculation has come from nowhere. In a football culture increasingly driven by rumour cycles and transfer gossip, the manager's stance has been one of calm resistance. The timing of these rumours, arriving amid a managerial change and a patch of injuries, has only added to the noise surrounding Palmer. But within the Chelsea camp, the message appears consistent. Palmer trained, travelled, and is ready to contribute. Whether that contribution comes from the start or from the bench will depend on last-minute assessments of his condition and match sharpness, but his very presence alters Napoli's preparation. Defenders must account for him, midfielders must track his movement, and Chelsea themselves gain a psychological edge simply by knowing that their most creative outlet is available. Beyond Palmer, the travelling squad reflects a blend of experience, youth, and calculated risk. In goal, Philip Jorgensen and Robert Sanchez offer contrasting profiles, with Freddie Bernal and Max Merrick providing depth. Defensively, the inclusion of players such as Reece James, Wesley Fofana, Benoit Badiashile, and Marc Cucurella speaks to Chelsea's desire for both physical presence and technical quality at the back, even as injuries have disrupted consistency throughout the season. Josh Acheampong and Jorel Hato represent the club's continued faith in emerging talent, while Malo Gusto and Trevoh Chalobah add versatility and reliability. In midfield, the trio of Moises Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez and Andrés Santos underlines where much of the battle in Naples will be fought. Napoli are known for their intensity and ability to control central areas, and Chelsea's hopes of success will rest heavily on whether Caicedo can break up play, whether Fernandez can dictate rhythm, and whether Santos can provide energy and balance. The midfield contest may ultimately determine whether Chelsea can impose themselves or are forced into a reactive, defensive posture. The attacking options available to Rosenior are perhaps the most intriguing. Alongside Palmer, there is a mix of established names and exciting prospects. Liam Delap brings physicality and directness. Alejandro Garnacho adds pace and unpredictability. And Pedro Neto offers experience and composure. João Pedro's versatility allows him to operate across the front line, while youngsters such as Tariq George, Jamie Gittens, Mark Guiu, and Estevão Willian embody the club's long-term vision of developing elite attacking talent from a young age. It is a forward group rich in potential, but still searching for consistency and cohesion at the highest level. Napoli, meanwhile, will not be short of motivation. Playing at home, with qualification ambitions of their own and the fervent support of the Maradona Stadium behind them, they will view Chelsea's injury concerns and recent inconsistencies as an opportunity. Italian sides are often at their most dangerous when able to control the emotional temperature of a match, and Chelsea will need discipline as much as flair to survive and thrive in such an environment. The permutations surrounding qualification add another layer of tension. Even with a win, Chelsea may find themselves anxiously checking scores elsewhere, calculating goal differences, and waiting for confirmation long after the final whistle in Naples. This reality underscores how unforgiving the modern Champions League has become, where narrow margins and congested tables leave little room for error. For Chelsea, the objective is clear: perform to the level required, take care of their own task, and give themselves the best possible chance of progressing without further complications. In this context, Cole Palmer's return feels symbolic. It represents resilience after injury, clarity amid speculation, and hope at a critical juncture. Football often turns on narratives as much as tactics, and the story of a key player overcoming fitness doubts to feature in a decisive European night resonates deeply within the sport. Whether Palmer produces a moment of magic, contributes quietly to the collective effort, or simply provides an option that shifts the tactical balance, his inclusion is a reminder that Chelsea, despite their challenges, still possess players capable of influencing matches at the highest level. As Wednesday night approaches, anticipation continues to build. The stakes are unmistakable, the setting is dramatic, and the margins are razor-thin. For Chelsea, this trip to Naples is about more than 90 minutes of football. It is about reaffirming their place among Europe's elite, quieting the doubts that have followed them through the season, and taking a decisive step towards stability and progress. With Cole Palmer back in the fold, the belief inside the camp is that they have a fighting chance to do just that.